Aloha. I wanted to share a quick video just explaining the kind of modes of separation that are involved in the war on the higher self, in a sense, and how these algorithms are designed to keep us in a separate state of being from our own creative space, our own purpose, our own roots, our very connections with each other, ourselves, our higher selves, and the connection to the earth plane itself. The whole program of money and the church and the future, NASA and everything, and the scientific, strictly logical, at best, focus on life and the Big Bang Theory and that whole space is actually inherently designed to keep people in a subtle state of fear, but also in this space of codependency and having love for it. This is why they say, God bless America, in God we trust. They want to create systems like NASA to make it believe like we're doing something for you. Like this is for you. NASA is for the expansion of human evolution, which is monkey evolution. Their monkey evolution and coming from dinosaurs and a ball of cosmic mistakes and expanding of technology in this whole space. But the algorithm itself is a design to keep people in this dormant sort of, like I said, codependent state of being, to where you will never access your own crown. You will never access your higher state, your mental body, your casual body, your emotional body. You're stuck in the physical body state of being. And never really getting to understand that, because it's bombarded by chemicals and distractive, diseased sort of designs, like a microwave existence, to keep your roots, which is even the idea of a globe theory, is a design to keep people from connecting with the earth plane and the roots of their purpose here. And the whole marriage structure and the church design, and that whole the patriarchal system beating down on the women, and relationships as a whole being shallow and based upon strictly the physical observations, and even on an egoic level is just another shallow layer of intimacy and sexuality. There's no that water. If the sacral chakra relates to the water element, then that water has been poisoned in the sacral space. And in the solar plexus, our power centers, our willpower and self-control, is completely dominated by the fear structure that has been in place by these generations and generations of stealing your crown and installing an idea of control from your father and your mother's fathers, that are great grandparents, who have locked into their very genetic codes that this is the way things are. And I split these up into these three categories, just to really split them up in time, and I'll explain it in a second, because this is just kind of like grandparents and parents and the future, like you or your kids or whatever. This is how the design is set up, to keep people lost in the past, or worshiping the past, distracted, or in fear, or stuck in a jacked up reality of the present, and forever giving your power away to the ideas sent down by these controllers of your future. And the way it's all locked in is by the television, internet, social media nowadays, and these subliminal messages of telling you like this is how it is. So this is a globe model manipulation, like subliminal message. And they get these people like these scientists, professors like Neil deGrasse Tyson, President Obama, all these people teaming up, NASA, the late night talk show hosts. They all are designed to give you your thoughts, give your ideas. And nowadays we have these so-called conscious information streams on social media and on the internet that are designed to, just like the Bible or any other book, give you good information, but at the same time sell you a program of distraction and algorithms of control, which is why these books get rewritten and sold to you a certain way through the church and through these pastors and through this whole design. But this is like the new version of it, information that is sold to you, talking about Carl Jung and cannabis and telling you stuff about the food and the school system, everything that's wrong with society. This is kind of like the idea of how they got Trump out there to create a villain. They create a villain so they can bring in their hero. So these information streams create the foundations for what a hero would look like, what a hero would sound like. So they would talk about cannabis, they would talk about like the bankers and all this other stuff. It's all a big movie script. It's all a big scene. But in this movie, they are mainly selling an agenda. And these agenda pushers like TED Talks get out there and sell you what the future is and what the future is supposed to look like and feel like. It will never go into a space of total empowerment and connection with your higher self or your purpose and your own crown, because once you do that individually and then collectively, it will inherently remove the power of this control grid itself. It will remove the power of this divide and conquer system. So they focus on like the checkerboard game and hint towards the chessboard game with these algorithms of information sharing sent down by all these other different information sites for you to believe in and see how things are changing. But really it's just a design to get you to follow like a transhumanist, like the transhumanism agenda, moving into technology, following this design of the university law, the scientific futures, the NASA monkey evolution, technological future of humanity, that whole 10% experience state of being that is lacking a foundation and a purpose. So these are telling you, these are designed to tell you like what is wrong and what is right, and what we should move towards. And here is how it looks. So here's like telling you stories of the past and stories of the present and stories of the future, just like that paper I wrote up on there. But this is the more complicated version of it, like the more logical or intellectual version of how it's happening on the mainstream. So this is like the new mainstream version of see, NASA is giving away brilliant space travel posters because they gotta put it out there so people believe in this stuff, this straight up nonsense. So you can give your power away, give your essence, give your crown, your energy to these systems of the so-called future. And these salesmen like Scott Kelly for NASA, Discovery Channel, Discovery News, and all the websites that are online. Discovery News at one point, they got 1.8 million subscribers on here, and all these other offshoots of, let's see what they say. dedicated to satisfying your curiosity and to bringing you mind-bending stories and perspectives you won't find anywhere else. Sure is mind-bending. So this is President Obama, salesman.
Hi everybody, this is President Barack Obama.
For
I'm a big science guy, and all week
see,
long on the Science Channel,
science and
I'll be talking
science,
about cool topics
globe,
that are
cool. So cool. He's talking to the kids right now. This is not for adults. They don't really. The adults get from this that he's a cool guy when he's talking to kids like this. So they're getting really just like the inner child belief system locked in. But he's selling the agenda of the university system.
American astronaut Scott Kelly has come home safely. But Scott's mission isn't over.
All these programs, these flicker rates.
His body.
So they like this. So this is a deep algorithm that goes into like the genetic codes. Your body. So his body is your body in space. So you make it way more real because you are a human being, and his body was also supposedly a human being in space, supposedly space, and then they're gonna compare it here, and it's coming from like supposedly the most credible person on the planet, this dude, Obama. Look, we have proof. We have him, and we have CGI images of a DNA, and we have a body, like, and this is like your body. And what we find from NASA and the politics, and oh, we can go to Mars and beyond Mars. Like these are these designs that are sold, and he's just like selling you a car called NASA.
But his journey is helping us prepare the next generation of American astronauts for their own.
So this is all the how they sell it to you. And it's really just to sell you away from this reality that we exist as, our purpose, our true power, our true connections beyond the control grid of worshiping the past, worshiping idols, being afraid of our creation or a creator and the intelligence that is in that space. Going to church and maintaining, we give our energy and our power away to some kind of structure, locking into the grid. They got to give us something. So marriage is created when it's totally optional. You can make your own ceremony. You can have your own ceremony with the depths of love and connection on these depths with your soulmate. But they have to design it as if they can control it, and even that is locked into a magic spell with the rings and the Saturn rings and that whole thing. There's a whole program of design there, and then the your God space, your creator space is with you reproducing and having children, and then you can sell this design, this program of control. So now you are the creator. You create children, but actually you're creating just more energy portals for this system itself. So that's why they have to lock in marriage into the church and into that whole thing, when really your eyes are just closed. So you still have your eyes, but they're closed, and you're just kind of eyes closed walking through your existence. So these are like grandparents, like my grandparents' time frame, and then the present day, like the parents' time frame, is kind of like the civil rights, old school cats are just kind of like I'm not a part of they ran away from the religion and that whole space and are looking into technology, but some of them are just like, I'm not all about all this other stuff and whatever they're coming out with. But really it's in this kind of ignorant state of worship to where it's still intellectual, still observing the game and the system itself, but really kind of in this space of I don't care about a creator or a purpose or anything. I know all these systems are full of shit and I'm just all about me, which is just like the ego space. just like voting, the mainstream reality, distraction with Hollywood, music, sex, the whole sexual domination of the observable reality, following the law, being a part of the American dream or whatever, and it's all really about money. So money in this ignorant state of being is the God, openly the God. It's just worshiping this whole reality of just trying to make it. That's what the hustle world is all about. So that's just like a cataract version of reality, a blurred vision space. And then there's people that live entire existences in religionism, in ignorance-ism, in the monetary worship, in the idol worship. And then now the future worship is this whole like going to Mars and this whole alien agenda that they're getting ready to, alien disclosure, and basically the whole university system. And it's basically a university law. It's the law of monkey evolution, logical existence. And NASA are the front salesmen, and the politicians are the algorithms for your beliefs, the belief in this system itself. And the technology is like your binky. It's like you got to have it with you all the time to get your steady stream of distractive information and what's next on the information thread of being in the know, knowing what's going on in the mainstream thought of the future. So these movies sell in like how your past looks, how your present looks and feels, and what your future looks and feels like. And they all work in together with these generations layering over one over the other, with your grandparents, your parents, and your kids. You have to teach your kids something, so you have to teach them how to get by and be part of the game. But if you're teaching from this perspective, from a religionism perspective, then you'll teach them only one layer, or try to teach them other stuff. Either way, it's going to work against itself, because this will never allow you to express any of your higher self potentialities. And these expressing your having a relationship with the casual body, your crown, your mental body, your astral, and your emotional body, and the true existence of your physical body. This stuff will never be allowed to you by this system, because this is based on disease and codependency. And as long as you're in that mode of separation of disease, codependency, and struggle and fear, then that will be the algorithm for locking you into an uprooted state of your past, a diseased state of presence, and a disconnection from what your true future is. And your understanding of time as a whole will be totally jacked up. Because we never know, like when they never tell you, when they say in God we trust, they never tell you like what God they're talking about, what is that word, and that whole thing. It's just this like microwave version of reality. So that's basically it. I'll leave it there. I just want to share this kind of stream of thought and give some proofs of the algorithms that are out there that keep us from understanding ourselves and seeing kind of like the futures of what this stuff is, how the stuff's coming down the line. We get caught up in this linear stream of thought. There they go again. Paleontologists who inspired Jurassic Park said scientists could create living dinosaurs within 5 years. So this whole thing gets put out to you. It's the selling of the future. That's the whole design of this, with movies and education system, the university law. It's this whole design of locking you into this university system, creating your universe, and locking you down with distraction and lies, and we just kind of are along for the ride. But yeah, we're a lot more people that are accessing this space and realizing these realities and seeing this bullshit and understanding how stuff's being sold to us, not necessarily just what is being sold to us, which is very important. So that's kind of why I shared this, but I'll leave it there. And thanks for joining me. Until next time, peace, love, and harmony.